Very good evening, students. Good evening, everyone. I'll start my session within 1 minute. Let everyone join, and after that, we will start the session. And this is going to be on topic maintenance of CRPC. Okay. On that note, let's begin with this session. So, first of all, I welcome each one of you to my class on the maintenance, that is basically section 125 to 128 of CRPC. Let's start with my brief introduction first. Those of you who don't know my name, it's Sandeep Khatri. These are my areas of specialization, as you can see on your screen: the constitutional law, criminal law, commercial law, family law, jurisprudence, and law of torts. Students, I have shared the link of my profile of Unacademy, so make sure you follow that to get all the updates about my special classes and my plus courses. Uh, this is the link of my Telegram channel where you can connect with me and ask questions in relation to your judicial preparation. This is my code Khatri10, which you can use to get free access of all the special classes available on Unacademy app, and also to get 20% discount on all the plus courses. Yes, generally you will get 10% of discount, but as of now, you will get, if you are going to take any of the plus courses for today, that is, you will get 20% of discount. So this was about me. Now I request everyone, please be attentive, and this is going to be an interactive session. So students, before starting this class, which is going to be on maintenance of CRPC, if you have any questions in your mind, you may ask anyone. Okay, let's first generate some questions in relation to the concept of maintenance. So first is, what is the meaning of maintenance? After that, what is the objective of maintenance? Then who will get maintenance? Then who is liable for maintenance? So these are some basic questions. Now coming to what is the next question is, what is the relationship in relation to the personal law? So maintenance is one of the topic of personal law. So why it is a part of CRPC, right? Under section 125, who is empowered to give maintenance? So let's first answer all these questions, and after that we will start with the next ones. Just check me the comments if any. Okay. Chaliye. So let's start with the very first basic question. What is the meaning of maintenance? So students, as we live, we need some basic necessities. So for example, food, shelter, clothes, health, and education. These are the most basic necessities which a person needs to survive. So that is basically who is going to maintain whom. Okay. So the very first question is the meaning of maintenance. So that is all your basic necessities will come under the concept of maintenance. Now, what is the objective? The objective is that when it comes to some relations, okay, so for example, husband and wife. So husband is the wife is entitled to get maintenance from the husband. The children are entitled to get maintenance from the parents. uh, the parents, the old age parents, are entitled to get maintenance from their children. So basically, the objective is that when there is a relationship, then there comes a duty on the person, and when comes a duty on the person, then that person needs to give maintenance to the other person. So we will take some examples in a form of, for example, husband and wife. So wife is entitled to get maintenance from the husband because it is the duty of the husband to maintain his wife. Now, who will get maintenance? So, as far as section 125 is concerned, so CRPC, as far as section 125 of CRPC is concerned, the very first answer is the wife. The wife is entitled to get the maintenance. Now, coming to the next question, who is wife? Whether this term wife has been defined or not. So, the answer is section 125, clause 1, explanation B defines the term wife. So, wife includes even that uh, lady who has been divorced of. So, for example, let's take some example out here. There is one husband, there is a wife. Now, if the husband divorced the wife, even after that divorce, she will be considered as a wife for the purpose of section 125. After divorce, there is no relationship between husband and wife. But for the purpose of section 125, she will be included in the definition of wife. Similarly, if the wife divorced her husband, in that case also, she will be considered wife for the purpose of section 125. So, the very first two basic principles of maintenance is whosoever is claiming the maintenance, that person must not able to maintain himself. Very first question. Now coming to the second question. What if to whom you are asking for? The person to whom you are asking for maintenance, that person must have the money. Okay. So when you will read section 125 clause 1, it says if any person having sufficient means, only if any person to whom you are claiming, whether that is husband, whether that is children, to whom you are claiming maintenance, that person must have sufficient means. And coming to the second person, the person who is asking for maintenance, whether she is wife, whether it is children, whether it is parents, they must not have sufficient means to survive. So these are the two basic principles. So now coming to who is liable for maintenance. Who is liable for maintenance? The answer is the husband, the parents, and the children. Husband is liable towards the wife, parents are liable towards the children, and children is liable towards the aged parents. Now coming to what is the relationship of personal law here. Maintenance comes under personal law. Whether you go into the Muslim law or Hindu law, in both the personal laws, there is a concept of maintenance. Okay. Now coming to if we do have the concept of maintenance under personal law, why there is need that we need this particular topic in CRPC as well. The answer to that question is that when it comes to personal law, now Hindu adoption, Hindu maintenance law, that will be applicable only to the Hindus, not to any other person who is not a Hindu. Same goes for Muslim law as well. That is why they are called personal laws. Okay, applicable to only specific persons. Now coming to 125 of CRPC. So that is applicable to all, irrespective of their religion. So we do have a landmark judgment as well, that is Shah Banu case. Okay, so if the doors of personal law closed in regarding the concept of maintenance, the person can claim maintenance under section 125 as well. My dear students, if a person has already got maintenance under their personal laws, then they cannot claim maintenance under section 125 of CRPC. So this is the relationship. Now coming to why it is part of CRPC. Why? Why it is part of CRPC? The thing is, when someone has no house to live in, when someone has no food to eat, when someone has no place to live in, then they left with no other option but to move to the court. And this section 125 is quasi criminal in nature. And that is why it is part of Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. Now coming to the next one. Under section 125, who is empowered to give maintenance? So I just told you who is liable for maintenance and who is empowered to give maintenance. So it is the husband, the parents, and the children. So this is the basic introduction which you need to know before getting into the details of section 125. So now anything which you are not clear with, you may ask questions. Okay, let's move to the next one. Now, the thing is, suppose let's take a question. If this wife wants to claim maintenance under section 125. Now the question is, which court she will go into? So which court will try this case? See, when it comes to the trial, we usually refer Schedule 1 of CRPC, right? And in Schedule 1 of CRPC, there are 6 columns, and out of those 6 columns, the one column is that speaks about the trial, that what kind of an offense which will be tried by which particular court. For example, when it comes to murder, the answer is court of session. But now when it comes to this concept of maintenance, the answer is not in the Schedule 1. Now why? The thing is, because in the Schedule 1, it is divided into 2 parts. The part A deals with IPC and part B deals with any other offenses which may be from your special laws. Okay, so part B deals with the special laws. But when it comes to the concept of maintenance, it is not an offense, and that is why this has not been mentioned in the Schedule 1. And because this has not been mentioned in the Schedule 1, that's why section 125 clause 1 itself answers this question, that the judicial magistrate first class is empowered to give maintenance. Okay, so you can read it in your section Bail Act as well. Section 125 clause 1 basically deals with gives empowerment to the judicial magistrate first class. Okay, now coming to the next question. Let me see the comments if I do have any questions. If you have any questions, you may ask. Vishal Rohila, you are asking about stepfather. Answer to your question. Vishal Rohila, answer to your question. When you say stepfather, you need to check the list that has been given under section 125.1. When you will see the list under section 125.1, it says section 125 clause 1 subclause D, It says his father or mother unable to maintain himself or herself. So it is saying father or mother. And father or the mother, basically the real father or mother. So stepfather will not be included here. Okay. I hope you have got your answer. So stepfather cannot claim maintenance under section 125. Sumati, maintenance not mentioned in schedule. Yes, Sumati, when you will see the schedule, uh, maintenance you will not find there. Okay, the reason is very simple because maintenance is not an offense under IPC or under any special law. That's why they have mentioned judicial magistrate first class in the clause 1 itself. Okay, anything else? Any other questions, Vishal or Sumati? Done? Okay. Now moving to the next concept in relation to maintenance. Now let's take one example. If there is one father, and this is the mother, and they have a child, and they have a girl child, okay? Now she is a minor. Now whose responsibility is this to maintain this child? The answer is of the parents, okay? But suppose this girl child get married to H. Now, after marriage, who has the responsibility of this girl child? The husband. Okay. Before marriage, it was parents. Now let's take an example, students, here. If this husband is unable to maintain, if this husband is unable to maintain uh, his wife, then can this liability can come again to the father? The answer is yes. This is basically your first proviso of section 125 clause 1, which says that the magistrate may order the father of the minor female child referred to in clause B, whether she is legitimate or illegitimate. The legitimacy of the child will not impact the status of the maintenance until she attains her majority, if the magistrate is satisfied that the husband of such minor female child, if married, is not possessed of sufficient means. So the answer is yes. Okay. Moving to the next one. Now the thing is, let's take another question here. So suppose this W wants to take maintenance from her husband. Okay. Now the thing is, this whole process, under section 125, if she is going under section 125, she needs an advocate. There are going to be expenses for that. Then there is going to be the court hearing. Then the court will also take some time for the final decision. So during the pendency of that case, how the wife will survive. See, when it comes to your basic necessities, you need food on a daily basis, you need shelter on a daily basis, and this whole process will basically takes the time. And to have an advocate, there is going to be expenses to fill to give the court fees. Then there comes again the expenses. So how she is going to run all these proceedings? So we do have a concept for that as well. Okay, this is basically your second proviso, which says that the magistrate may, so basically it is again the discretion of the magistrate during the pendency of the proceedings. Okay, Regarding monthly allowance for the maintenance, under this subsection, order such person to make a monthly allowance for the interim maintenance. Okay. So this is the concept of interim maintenance of the wife or such child or father or mother, as the case may be. As far as our question is concerned, we were talking about the wife. And the expenses of such proceedings which the magistrate considers reasonable. Okay. And to pay the same to such person as the magistrate may from time to time direct. Now, this whole decision of the magistrate, whether she will get the interim maintenance or not, that must be done from the 60 days, within the 60 days maximum from the date of service of notice. Why? Because if you are taking much longer time than these 60 days, then that will defeat the whole purpose of the concept. Okay. So, any questions till now? Yes, please. Vishal, answer to your question. Yes, the word father has not been defined in CRPC or IPC. Okay. Anything else? Yes, any other questions? See, the term minor and wife has been defined in section 125, but not these ones. Okay. Okay. Now coming to the next one. When it comes to the concept of wife, she is entitled to get maintenance from the husband. But what if she is accused of adultery? What if she opted for second marriage? What if she refuses to live with the husband? And there is no reasonable cause as well. Okay. Let's understand all these 3 points one by one. See, we all know that as far as the status of wife is concerned, she is entitled to get the maintenance from the husband. Okay, fine. But now, what if this wife is accused of adultery? See, adultery under section 497 is no more an offense. Okay, that as per to your Joseph Stein versus Union of India, that has been held unconstitutional. But what if she has been she is accused of adultery? Okay, then in that case, husband is not liable to maintain his wife. Similarly, if the wife enters into second marriage, which means then she has another husband, that is H1. Now this H1 will maintain the wife. Okay, this husband has again no liability towards her. Coming to the next one, if she refuses to live with the husband, and once the wife is refusing to live with her husband, that must be without any reasonable cause. Because if there is a reasonable cause, like the husband has some extramarital affair, or if husband has been accused of domestic violence, if the wife is not feeling safe in his home, so these are some reasonable reasons. So wife has all the rights to refuse to live together. But if the wife has no reasonable reason to live with the husband, then also the wife is not entitled to get the maintenance from the husband. So these are basically the exceptions when the wife will not be entitled for the uh, amount of the maintenance. Okay. Or there may be one more reason here. If this wife is living mutual, this is basically, they are living separately and there is a mutual consent. So, it is kind of a, see, this is not judicial separation. Minded students, judicial separation is when the court is, given the separation. So, mutual consent, you are living separately, that the two mature people take this decision, ki, okay, if we want to live happy, we cannot, we cannot be happy with each other. So, it's better that you live in that particular house and I live in this particular house. So, if there is a mutual consent and they are living separately, then also the wife is not entitled for the maintenance from the husband. Okay. Any questions till now? Okay. Moving on to the next one. Now coming to what is going to be the amount of maintenance. So when it comes to amount of maintenance, can there be any minimum amount? Can there be any maximum amount as per to section 125? So the answer is there is no minimum amount, there is no maximum amount. So how the court will figure it out that what is going to be the basic, the reasonable maintenance. So it all depends upon the status of the parties. So the idea behind the concept is that once the husband and the wife were living happily together, and now if the wife is living somewhere else, now husband, it is the duty of the husband to give her the same status in the sense, the same kind of a house, the same kind of clothes, the same kind of food that was when they were living together. So it basically depends upon the status of the parties. If the parties are poor, that may be less as well, and when it comes to the parties are rich, then obviously the maintenance will be go higher. Now this maintenance can be monthly as well. This maintenance can be yearly as well. This maintenance can be one time alimony as well. So it will be monthly, yearly, or one time. This again depends upon the parties and mostly the person who is giving the maintenance. Okay, so it may be monthly, yearly, or one time as well. Coming to the next one. So let's take an example. If the husband is giving 25,000 per month as a maintenance to his wife. Now let's suppose after that COVID came and he lost his job. Okay. Or let's take another example. In the different situation, he got promotion. And there is obviously the factor of inflation, the rise of the prices. So the thing is whether this is going to be same for the rest of the life, the 20,000 per month. The answer is no. This may change, again depends upon the circumstances. If everything is going fine, the husband is getting the promotion or he's doing good in his business and there is inflation, then the amount may go up. Okay, that amount may go up. But if there is a COVID, the husband lost his job or has huge financial loss, in that case, this amount may go down as well. So this is not something which is permanent. This all depends upon the various factors of the parties. Now let's take an example. What if the wife gets into the second marriage? Then the husband is no more liable to pay her anything. So this is not something which is fixed. Okay, Sumati, I am repeating the first exception. Listen carefully. Section 125, clause 4 makes it clear if the wife is in adultery. Okay, suppose these are the two parties, husband and wife, and this wife is basically in adultery with Mr. X. Now, Mr. X will not get the punishment. Why not? Because 497 is no more an offense. Okay, but this is still a ground of divorce. The husband may take divorce on the ground of adultery, and similarly, because she was in adultery with Mr. X, so this husband will no more be liable for maintenance as well. As you can read section 125 clause 4, I'm reading it now. No wife shall be entitled to receive an allowance for the maintenance or the interim maintenance and the expenses of the proceeding, as the case may be, from her husband under this section if she is living in adultery or without any. These are the other reasons which you are already clear with. Okay. So adultery is no more an offense, but this can be a ground for divorce, and this can also be a ground for the rejection of maintenance. Clear? Yes, Sumati, anything which you are which you are still not clear with? Okay. So these were the basic concept of maintenance, that is chapter number 9, section 125 to 128. Anything else before concluding the class if you want to ask? Any other questions, Sumati? So this is the link of my profile, my Telegram channel, and this is my code Khatri10. So let's crack PCS J with Unacademy. This is the price drop alerts. You may save up to 20% on Unacademy Judiciary subscriptions. This is for the plus, and this is for the iconic one. This is the revamped test series. This is the batch which has been recently started, Bihar State Judiciary batch. This is Judiciary Legends UP batch, started from December 15th. This is the plus and the iconic Unacademy subscription. Usually you get 10%, but as of now, this offer is live till 17. So you will get 20% off. This is the Articulate, coming soon, monthly current affair magazine. These are the YouTube channels of Unacademy. These are the Telegram channel of Unacademy. And that's it from my end. See you in my next class. Till then, yes, it's time to say peace.